Hello, friends, family, students, one and all. This is Weekend Wellness with Miss Deach, and today we are going to be having a 60-minute yoga practice. And I'd like us today to have a theme of nonviolence. And I picked this theme today because it is Martin Luther King Jr. Day on Monday. And as we all know, Martin Luther King believed in fighting for civil rights peacefully and nonviolently. And in honor of him, I thought that we would have the theme of that in our practice today. And, you know, nonviolence really correlates well with the ethical and philosophical teachings of yoga. One of the or the first yama of yoga, which is like a moral and ethical code of yoga, is ahimsa, which is or translates into nonviolence. And by nonviolence, I'm talking about, you know, being kind and loving and non-harming to others in our lives, and also, most importantly, to ourselves. So I want us to really think about today as we practice, are we being kind and loving to ourselves, and or are we letting that negative self-talk kind of infilter our being and those self-doubts, and I'm not good enough, and I'm not smart enough, I can't do it. Are we letting that negative talk kind of take over, or are we treating ourselves with kindness and love and nonviolence, ultimately? Because we cannot be loving and kind to others unless we are loving and kind to ourselves. So I'd like us to just keep that in mind as we practice today. And we will go ahead and get started in child's pose. So go ahead and widen those knees. Toes come to touch at the back of our mats, and sink those hips down into child's pose. And forehead to mat. Go ahead and find a soft gaze or close those eyes and begin to go inward. First, just noticing the breath, not trying to change anything. Inhaling. And exhale, side out. Couple more times like this. We inhale deeply. And exhale. One more time. Inhaling deeply. And exhaling. Reminding ourselves throughout this practice to be kind and loving to ourselves, to others. Remembering our theme of nonviolence today in honor of Martin Luther King Jr. One more breath here, maybe sealing our lips this time, finding that Ujjayi breath. We inhale. And exhale, coming up into tabletop. Knees directly underneath the hips, hands directly underneath our shoulders, and finding a few cat-cows here to warm up our body. We are going to inhale, drop the belly, look up into our cow pose, and exhale, round the back into cat. Few more times, warming up the spine. Inhale, drop the belly, gaze goes up. Exhale into our cat pose, rounding that spine, dropping that head. Remembering to breathe, inhaling into cow. And exhale into cat. 2 more times on your own here, matching breath to movement. Inhaling into your cow and exhaling into cat. Maybe find a little more movement here. I like to sometimes sway my hips back and forth. That feels good to me. But whatever feels good to you, that is what you do. So we're just inhaling and exhaling, warming up that spine. And then finding a neutral tabletop. Okay, on all fours here. We're going to come into a low lunge. So first, stepping our right foot up in between our hands. We inhale up into a low lunge. Maybe the hands stay here, or maybe you inhale those arms up for our first low lunge. Okay, remembering to breathe. We're just warming up the body right now. Inhaling and exhaling. Maybe you rock back and forth a little bit, opening up that hip flexor, if that feels good. One more breath here, inhaling. Exhale, drop those palms to frame that right foot. And we're going to find a little twist, planting our left hand firmly into the mat. We're going to inhale, twist, and lift that right arm up towards the sky. Gaze goes up, and we breathe. Letting this feel good. Waking up the body this morning. We inhale and exhale, twist a little deeper, opening up that chest. Exhale that right palm down. And go ahead and step that right foot back into a neutral tabletop. Let's rinse it out with one cat dog. So we inhale, drop the belly, gaze goes up into our cow pose, and exhale, round that spine into our hobbling cat. And coming once again into our neutral tabletop. Low lunge on the left hand side. Now we step that left foot in between our palms. And we inhale the arms to our knee first. Finding our breath here. And then inhale those arms up. Maybe your gaze goes up. Maybe you do a little back bend here. Again, just waking up that body. Okay. Inhaling. And we exhale the palms down to mat. This time, planting our right palm and inhaling to our twist. Left arm goes up towards the sky. Gaze goes up or down, just depending on how your neck is feeling today. Remembering only doing what feels good in your body. If something doesn't feel good, don't do it. And we inhale, twist, open up that chest a little bit more. Last breath here, inhale. And exhale that palm back down to the mat. Step that left foot back into your neutral tabletop position and a couple cat cows to rinse us out. So inhale, drop that belly, gaze goes up, and we exhale into our cat. 2 more times. Inhale, cow. And exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. And exhale, cat. Okay, walking our hands out, just a palm print to the front of the room. And then we're going to curl our toes, lift our hips up high, coming into our first downward dog of practice. Finding a little movement here, walking out the dog, bending one knee and then the other, opening up the back of those legs, reaching those hips back towards the back wall of the room. We find our first downward facing dog of practice. Okay. Walking the dog out. Letting it feel good. Head should be heavy and loose. Maybe you shake it, yes, no. Lifting those hips up high. It's okay if those heels do not reach the ground. That is fine. Okay, and finding a little stillness. We're gonna have 3 deep breaths here, remembering our theme of non-violence, ahimsa. Speaking to ourselves kindly so that we can treat others kindly. Inhaling deeply and exhale. 2 more times. Inhale and exhale. Last time here. Inhale and exhale. Finding a little more movement here. We're going to inhale into our plank pose, our first plank pose of class. Maybe you drop those knees to modify a bit, or maybe you keep them up high. It is up to you. Okay, strong pose here. Shoulders directly over the wrists. Okay, flat, strong back. Tuck that core in. Feel the strength of the pose here. We inhale and then exhale back into downward facing dog. Flowing from plank and back into downward facing dog several times now. We are going to inhale into plank and then exhale, push ourselves back into downward facing dog. 2 more times. Inhale into plank and exhale back into downward facing dog. Okay, last time, inhale into plank and exhale back into our downward facing dog. And now we walk our hands back to meet our feet at the back of the mat for our first forward fold. Drop that head heavy. Maybe you find ragdoll, grabbing opposite ends of our elbows. Making sure, because this is our first forward folded class, that we have a deep bend in those knees, okay, to protect our hamstrings back here. And we are going to find a little sway side to side. Remembering to breathe. Feeling our back of our legs opening up. Letting it feel good. And then maybe we drop our hands for our first forward fold. Remembering we can have our knees bent to any degree. Okay. Depending on how tight you're feeling this morning or today in the back of those legs. Okay. And bring it in up to mountain. We're going to inhale, halfway lift, flat back, crown of the head forward. Exhale, fold. And then this first time we're going to inhale and we're going to rise up very slowly, bend in the knees and stacking that vertebrae, just rolling it up one by one. Coming into our mountain pose. Maybe you bring those shoulders up by the ears and then exhale them back down. Letting it feel good. Okay, a couple more shoulder rolls. Inhale those shoulders up to the knees, or the ears, not the knees. And then exhale back down the back body. Inhale the shoulders up and roll them on the back, finding your mountain pose. Okay, feet planting firmly into your mats. palms facing outward. Maybe you find a soft gaze or close your eyes. And remember, when we practice today, we're practicing from a non-violent standpoint. Remembering to be kind to ourselves, kind to others. And 3 half sun salutations here. We inhale, arms up. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, this time swan diving up, little bend of the knees, gaze goes up, arm goes up, extended mountain, and exhale those hands to heart center. 2 more times like that. We inhale, arms up, palms meet, exhale, flat back, swan dive down. Inhale, halfway lift, and exhale, forward fold. Back it up into extended mountain. Inhale, and exhale, hands to heart center. 1 more time like that. Inhale, up into extended mountain pose. Forward fold as we exhale. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. And inhale, up into extended mountain. Exhale, hands to palm center. Warming up the body a little bit more now. We're going to do some full sun A's, just 2. Inhale those arms up and exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold, walking our palms out into our plank pose, dropping those knees if needed, and chaturanga. We're going to hug those elbows in, arms close to the body and strong, and we lower down to our mats, onto our bellies this first time, and we're going to inhale into cobra, arching that back gaze goes up, palms should be light. Okay, and we exhale, forehead to mat. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, forehead to mat. Pushing ourselves back up to plank pose or coming through tabletop. And we push back into downward facing dog. 2 breaths here. Inhaling. Exhaling, and then our gaze goes up, knees bend, and we tiptoe walk or hop up to the top of our mats. Okay, straighten those legs, forward fold, inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, extended mountain. Exhale, palms, heart center. 1 more. Full sun A. Inhale, extended mountain. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, coming into plank pose. Lowering chaturanga down, and maybe we lift up into down, upward facing dog, this time lifting those thighs off of the mat, and exhale back into your downward facing dog. And we breathe. Inhaling and exhaling. Time for our first warrior flow. We're going to inhale that right leg up high and exhale, step it through in between your palms, angle that back foot, come into warrior 2, cartwheeling those arms up to a T, gaze strong and directly out in front of you, and we breathe. Remember to keep that knee directly over the ankle joints, 90-degree angle here. And we breathe. Okay. Feeling the strength and power of this pose. You are a warrior. You are strong. Okay. Remembering to speak to yourself with kindness and non-violence. And reverse. We're going to inhale that right arm forward and exhale, tipping ourselves back into peaceful warrior, reverse warrior. Breathing. Coming into side angle, we're going to inhale that right forearm down to the top of the right right thigh. And we inhale our left arm up towards the sky, opening up that chest side angle pose. Okay, remembering to breathe here. Maybe that right hand finds a block or the mat here, depending on you and your body and how open you're feeling today. And we're going to inhale and exhale. And we inhale back into our warrior two. One breath here. And exhale, palms to frame that right foot, and maybe rinse it out with a vinyasa, or just push your hips back into downward dog, whatever you'd like to do. Finding plank if you're taking a vinyasa, lower yourself down. Lifting up into upward facing dog or cobra, and exhale those hips back into downward facing dog. Left hand side. Now we're going to inhale that left leg up. Exhale, step it on through in between the palms, planting it firmly, turning that back right foot to a 45-degree angle and cartwheeling those arms up into a T, finding your warrior two pose. Feeling our strength there, making sure that knee is bent and directly over our left ankle. Back leg straight and strong, foot at a 45-degree angle, arms to a T, gazing over that middle finger, feeling the strength of this pose. And we inhale, reach that left palm forward and coming into reverse warrior. Gaze goes up, left arm up high towards the sky, knee staying bent, right arm resting on that back thigh. We inhale. And we exhale, coming into side angle pose, bringing that forearm to the top of the left thigh. And then we inhale that right arm up towards the sky. Remembering to keep that bend in the knee. Maybe your gaze goes up towards that right hand. Keeping that chest nice and open here. Maybe that left palm finds a block, okay, if that feels good to you, or maybe it finds the mat. A little more flexibility. Remembering to keep that chest open. We inhale deeply here. And exhale, bring it on up back into warrior two. Inhale and then exhale, cartwheel those hands down to frame that left foot and step back into your plank pose. Take a vinyasa or find yourself in downward dog right away, skipping it. Up to you. Exhale, back in the downward facing dog, and we breathe. Inhaling and exhaling. Gaze goes up towards those fingers, knees bent, float, step, walk, jump, or hop to your front of your mat. Straighten those legs, find your forward fold. Inhale, halfway lifts. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, swan diving up into extended mountain. And exhaling back into our first chair pose of class. Remembering that our toes should be light here, our weight should be in the back of our heels. Okay. Arms can be extended long by the ears, or they can be here if those arms are getting a little tired. Okay, at per center, up to you, whatever feels good and right to you. Remembering to breathe. Sink those hips down a little bit further. And we're going to inhale, twisting to the right. So bringing that left elbow to the outside of that left knee. We're going to be opening up that chest as much as we can, twisting, and we breathe. And we inhale. Hands back to heart center. Straighten those legs, doing a half sun A to rinse. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Extended mountain. Inhale, arms up. And sinking our hips back down into our chair pose. Light on the toes. Weight should be in the back of the heels. Exhale those palms to the center of your chest. And we find our twist to the left, bringing that right elbow to the outer left knee. Opening up that chest as much as you can. Twisting, inhaling. And twist a little bit deeper on that exhale. Maybe you open your wings up to a T. That feels good. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, find your forward fold. Halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rising up into extended mountain. And again, finding your chair pose. There. Getting ready for our next flow. We're gonna grow heavy into that right foot, toes light on the left, and then step that foot back and find yourself in a high crescent lunge. Okay. Again, right knee bent directly over the right ankle. Legs straight on your back toes here. We inhale. And exhale those palms to the center of your chest. We're gonna find a twist here. And if this is too intense and you're just not feeling this right now, you can always drop that knee, okay? Again, yoga is all about you doing you, okay? Whatever feels good for you. So I'm gonna keep that knee lifted, okay? We're going to inhale that head forward, and we're going to exhale, left elbow finds the outside of that right knee, and we twist, opening up our chest. Inhale, arms up. And then finding a nice stretch here, we're going to come into a wide-legged stance here, turning both toes towards the side edge of our mat. Okay, and hands on hips. We're gonna inhale and find a wide leg fold. So we inhale and then exhale, flat back, down, palms down to the mat. Finding a nice stretch here, head heavy. And do what feels good here. Maybe it feels good to grab those outer ankles. Maybe it feels good to walk those hands back behind you. Or maybe you just keep them flat down on the mat here. Again, whatever feels good. Inhale. And exhale. Back into high crescent lunge here. We're going to walk those hands to frame that right foot, coming back into our high crescent lunge. Inhale those arms up. And exhale, strong legs. Finding triangle pose, we're going to angle that back foot coming down and straighten that front leg. Arms to a T. Inhale, reach that right arm forward, and then exhale into our triangle pose, bringing our palm to either the ankle, the mat, a block works great here. Okay, or you can be a little higher. Okay, just depends on you and your body. Most important thing, so this front leg is nice and straight. Straighten the back leg as well. And again, most importantly, you want your chest open here. Okay. Breathing. letting it feel good. We inhale and exhale. 2 more times. Inhale and exhale. Last one. Inhale and exhale. Framing our front right foot with our palms. We're going to go ahead and step that left back leg forward so that our toes touch, and find our forward fold at the top of the mat, straightening those legs. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. And inhale, bend those knees, come up into extended mountain pose. And exhale back into chair pose once again, breathing. And left side now. So we inhale, grow heavy into that left foot, light on the right toes, and we step our right leg back into our high crescent lunge. Okay, inhaling, okay, high on the back toes, left knee bends, knee directly over that left ankle at a 90-degree. Okay, and we're going to find our twist to the left here. So inhaling and then exhale those palms to the center of your chest, bringing that chest forward over the left thigh, and then right elbow finds outer left knee for a twist to our left side here. And again, if you want to drop that knee here, okay, because that feels better for you, please do so. Okay, I'm going to keep mine nice and lifted. Okay. And we twist. Okay, remembering to keep that chest nice and open. We inhale, exhale, twist a little deeper. And coming in to our wide leg fold here, we're going to open up those legs a little bit wider. Toes should be pointing to the side edge of the mat. Okay, and we are folding. Okay, maybe you do something different with your hands here. Okay, grabbing the ankles. Maybe it feels good to clasp those hands behind your back and straighten those arms, opening up the shoulders a bit. Okay, so you can take that variation if it's calling to you, or not, or just keep those hands on the mat, whatever it is you would like to do. You do you. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Let's go ahead and find our triangle pose. So coming back through into our high crescent lunge, we turn that front left foot back to the top of our mat, come back onto those back toes, lift ourselves up high into our crescent lunge. Okay, we inhale and then we turn that back foot at a 45-degree angle. Okay, straighten that front left foot, arms to a T, finding our triangle pose. We inhale that left arm forward and exhale, left arm down, hand resting on either the shin, mat, or a block. Okay, right arm high towards the sky, chest nice and open here. Feeling that stretch in that front leg. Gaze up towards the palms of the right hand. Breathing. Inhale. And exhale. One more time. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, go ahead and bend that knee. Bring those palms back down to the mat to frame that left foot. Curl those toes, and then you're going to bring that back foot up to meet the left. Forward, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. And inhale, up into extended mountain. And exhale, palms, heart center. Taking a minute here. Bringing that heart rate back down. Remembering our theme of non-violence, non-harm. Speaking to ourselves kindly, thanking yourself for taking the time to practice today, dedicating this time for you. And we're going to go ahead and find our tree pose. So rowing heavy into that right foot, light into the left toes. Inhale that left knee up towards your chest. And finding your tree pose, you can turn that left knee out to the side of the left room, and foot either comes to calf, kickstand down on the ground, if you're feeling a little wobbly, or you can bring that left foot into the upper right thigh, finding the hand variation that works for you and your tree, whether that's palms in the center of the chest, or maybe grow those branches. Okay, remembering trees are not statues. They sway, they wiggle, they wobble in the wind. If you fall out, just come right back in. That is a-okay. And we're going to inhale and then exhale, palms back into center. Inhale, bring that knee back to the front of the room. Inhale it up high and exhale it back down to the mat. Shake it out. Let's do a half sun A to rinse. So we inhale those arms up, exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. And we inhale, extended mountain. Palms meet, exhale, hands to chest. Coming on to the left hand side. We grow heavy into that left foot. We inhale that right foot up off the ground, knee into chest. Turn that right knee out towards the right hand of the room, and then finding your tree, whether that's kickstand here on the ground, maybe you bring that foot to the calf, or maybe you bring it on up towards to the outer left thigh. It is your tree and up to you, whatever you need. Okay. Arms at heart center, or grow your branches, reaching them up tall. Remembering swaying in the wind is a-okay. That's what trees do. You fall out, you just get right back in, or not. Up to you. And we inhale. And exhale, inhale that right knee up towards the chest. And exhale, plant it back down on the ground. Shake it out. And we continue to flow. Inhale those arms up. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Plant those palms, step yourself back into plank, and we lower all the way down to our bellies. Flip those feet so that the tops of the feet are planted in the back are planted onto the mat. Oh, man, still learning, people. Grant me some grace here. And then we're going to go ahead and find some constructive rest. My mat is slipping and sliding all over here. So I got to scooch it on back. All right. Again, onto those bellies. Forehead can rest on those palms. And let's just take a few deep breaths here, cooling the body down, starting to get ready for our final resting pose, corpse pose, Shavasana. Bring that heart rate back down. Inhale deeply. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. One more breath here. Inhaling. And exhale. Take those arms back behind you by your sides. Okay, palms facing down, forehead down on the mat. Bring those legs together, toes to touch. And we're going to inhale up into locust pose. Okay, so we're going to inhale and lift the forehead and chest, lift those back legs, lift everything up as high as you can. Inhaling, strong legs, squeezing towards the center line of the body here. Inhale and exhale, left cheek down to the mat. Relax. We're going to do that one more time. Locust pose. So let's inhale everything up. Strong legs here. Zip those legs together towards the center line of the body. Inhaling and exhaling. One more breath here. Lift those legs up a little bit higher. Inhale and exhale, right cheek to mat. Doesn't that feel good? Inhale. And exhale, coming back into downward facing dog. We lift up either through plank or tabletop. Lift those hips up high and breathing. We're going to find pigeon pose. So inhale that right leg up and then exhale, bring that left ankle by the left wrist. Coming into our pigeon pose. Flip the tops of the feet down into the mat. Breathe, extending here, and then exhale, finding our sleeping pigeon pose, resting our foreheads either on a block or our palms, maybe even the mat. Hips should be level here, okay, not leaning over to that right hand side. You want those hips level and squared. And we breathe deeply into that outer right hip. This is my very favorite pose. This feels so yummy and good in my body. Couple more breaths here. Inhale. And exhale. Letting it feel good. All right, and we're going to go ahead and inhale ourselves up. Curl those back left toes. Bringing that right leg up high towards the sky. Maybe you bend that knee, open up the hip a little bit. Oh, stretching it out. And exhale that right foot back down to meet the left. This is our last downward facing dog of class. So we're going to inhale and exhale. Coming into pigeon on that left hand side, we inhale that left leg up. And then we exhale, bending that left knee, bringing the left knee to the outer or the inner left wrist. Okay, uncurl those back toes. Inhale, lift up high. Make sure those hips are squared, that you're not leaning off to the left-hand side here. You want your hips to be square with the mat. We're gonna inhale and then exhale, find your sleeping pigeon, coming forward, resting that head either on the mat, a block, your palms, whatever it is feels good. And we breathe. Breathing into that left outer hip. Making it feel good. Sinking into our mats. Sleeping pigeon. One more breath here. And exhale, we're gonna go ahead and lift our torso up. And then sink our booties over to that left side and swing our legs around, coming onto our sits bones or our bottoms. Okay, straighten those legs out in front of you. Okay, palms go to your side hips. Straighten that back, finding your staff pose here. Maybe you move the flesh of your bottom, okay, a little bit so you're directly on those sits bones. Reaching our spines up tall. Finding our inhale. And exhale, forward fold. Bringing your hands either to your shins, okay? Or you can find your toes. Okay, you want to make sure you have a flat back first, finding that extension. And then you can exhale and round. Okay, knees can be bent here. Okay, they don't have to be straight. Stretching out that spine. Seated forward fold. And inhale up. And then bend those knees, feet, finding the mat. Sitting up tall here. And we're going to slowly roll our spines down to find our mat. Hands can be extended long. And then go ahead and bring those knees into the chest, giving yourself a little hug. Maybe rock side to side, giving that lower back a nice little massage. Letting it feel nice and yummy. And finding some stillness. And breathing. We're going to take a supine twist. here. So we're going to inhale and then we're going to exhale the knees together to the right side of the room first. Arms to a T, or maybe those elbows are bent and you find cactus arms if that feels better on the shoulders. Gaze can go out towards that left palm. And breathe. Thanking yourself for your practice today. Remembering to take kindness, love, peacefulness with you on, off your mat. Living your life, ahimsa or non-violence. Non-violence towards self is the only way you can live non-violently towards others as well. Inhale those knees back into your chest. And finding a twist on the other side. Knees go over towards the left. And arms again to a T or cactus. Gaze over that right palm. Gentle twist. Relaxing shoulders, hips, entire body into the ground. Go ahead and inhale those knees back into your chest. Give yourself one last little yummy hug here. Say thank you, self, for finding time to practice today. Inhale, squeeze, and exhale, let everything go. Coming into our final resting pose, corpse pose or shavasana. Letting your body get heavy. Feeling the ground support you. Let it all go. Relax the toes. Rest those calves, the knees, the thighs into the ground, letting the earth support you. Letting all your muscles release. Finding your shavasana. Your final resting pose. Sinking the back body down into the earth. Shoulders relax. Fingers relax. Arms relax. Letting all the tension melt away. Shavasana. Starting to deepen the breath here. Bringing your awareness back into the room and your surroundings. Finding a little movement, wiggling the fingers and toes. Maybe you inhale and take a full body stretch, reaching those hands out long, back behind you. And exhaling and finding yourself rolling onto your favorite side, whether that be the left or the right, into a fetal position. And we gently come up into a comfortable seat, using those arms to help lift your body, keeping those eyes softly closed, not spilling your water everywhere like I just did. That's okay, it's just water. Coming up into an easy seat. Hands resting down on the thighs, knees, or maybe they come into prayer. Remembering to take this theme of nonviolence, ahimsa, off of our mats today as we live our lives. Remembering to be kind and loving to ourselves. And that's the only way we can be kind and loving to others. I hope everyone has a wonderful weekend. Thank you for practicing with me today. Inhaling those palms to your third eye center. We bow and say Namaste. Thank you, thank you, thank you for practicing with me today. I hope you enjoyed that practice. I hope everyone has a wonderful weekend. Namaste, my friends. Namaste.